The texture of this boba is a lot more fragile. So this is the boba upon opening the bag. With the old ones, we would just open it and throw them in the jars. With this one, because there was a lot of crumbs, I decided to strain it to get rid of all the crumbs. That way we have nice clean boba. I think this is probably necessary every time we open it, and it could probably be necessary even after it sits in a jar for a while. I'm sure we'll get more crumbs that develop. You'll see here, I'm going to demonstrate the texture of this. I mean, it can easily be squished, so got to handle it with care. And that's why we strain them, to get rid of all the crumbs. If you throw a whole bunch of crumbs in the water along with the boba, you're going to get this thick, gooey water, and it's going to make all the boba stick together. So that's why straining is important. So if you notice that there's a lot of crumbs, please strain the boba before using it. Other than that, same concept. Half a jar. As you can see Taylor here pouring half a jar into the pot of boiling water. And for me, it's pretty much the same. We're going to stir it so the water comes back to a boil, and it allows the boba to float up. It also gives us the opportunity to kind of separate any boba that's sticking together. So as you can see here, the boba is floating. The water is starting to boil again. This is where you're going to adjust the heat. You need it from anywhere from a low to a medium. You don't want it boiling full force. It's a little bit tricky on the burners, as I'm sure all you guys have noticed, just because it's just such high heat. So you got to check it periodically and adjust it as needed. This particular brand also requires us to cover the pot while it's cooking. And much longer cooking process, 35 minutes. We're going to time it for 35. Once your timer goes off after 35 minutes, you're going to want to turn it off, obviously. And from here, it's going to sit for another 35 minutes. You can leave it on the burner if it's before opening, but if the cooks need the wok, it's always good to pull it off. So 35 minutes it sits. From here, it's the same concept, folks. We pour it in the strainer. You don't necessarily need ice. Some good cold water with this works just fine. We strain it completely, add the sugar. And that concludes the boba cooking process. Thank you.